Hello, my name is Mackenzie Lyman, and I am here to tell you all about the book Mango, Abuela, and Me. It is written by Meg Medina. Now, Meg Medina is a children's author. She has written books from picture books all the way up to young adult books, and many of her books are published in English as well as Spanish. She is a national ambassador for young people's literature, and she's also a Newbery medalist. Now, this book, Mango, Abuela, and Me, was published in 2015 and it has won the Pura Belpre Honor Award. This award means that this book is an outstanding representation of Latino cultural experiences. So, this book follows the story of Mia and her abuela, or her grandmother. Her grandmother has just moved to the United States in New York City with Mia, her puppy, and her mommy. So Mia only speaks English and Abuela only speaks Spanish. So this story follows their struggle and their challenge to communicate with each other and interact as a grandmother and a granddaughter would. I want to read a small excerpt from the book just to highlight their struggle that they have in the beginning. It says, My Espanol is not good enough to tell her the things an abuela should know, like how I am the very best in art and how I can run as fast as the boys. And her English is too poquito to tell me all the stories I want to know about Abuelo and the rivers that ran right outside their door. With our mouths as empty as bread baskets, we walk back home and watch TV. So the reason I chose this book is because in my classroom, I read this every year, and my classroom is predominantly Hispanic. And a lot of them struggle to communicate with either me or their relatives because they either mainly know English or mainly know Spanish. I like to use this book in my classroom to really show the students that they're not alone because it happens all the time where second generation immigrants come to this country, they have children, and then their children are unable to communicate in their home language or their country language. So it really highlights that Mia is going through the same things as my students experience as well. Mia has experienced the struggle of not being able to talk to someone and not really understanding them even if it's your own grandmother. I think this is a great book to use in a classroom that's predominantly Hispanic, or even if you have no Hispanic children, because I think it's a really good thing to show students that this can happen and communication struggles are going to happen, but you can always overcome them and learn about each other in different ways. So I highly recommend this book. It's a great representation of the experience that a lot of kids have in the United States. And I highly recommend that you get it for your own classroom. I will leave off with a quote from Meg Medina. It says, When I write now, I pretend I'm holding hands with the old me. I try to make sense of all those questions for her. I think this book is a great representation of that quote because this book is a great starting point to answer some questions that your students or your kids might have. So get it while you can.